Good evening, night owls, and welcome to another episode on Miss Nightmare. Tonight, we delve into a chilling tale, a haunting artistic legacy that transcends the barrier between life and death. The theme of our journey is Self-Portrait of the Dead, but don't worry, I won't spoil the suspense just yet. Prepare yourself because tonight, I will take you on a journey that will make your blood run cold. Our story begins with a family torn apart by betrayal and loss. A family where love was once plentiful but was replaced by resentment and distance. At the center of this family is our narrator, a curious soul, keen on understanding the complex dynamics that have shaped their existence. Their mother, a woman of strength and resilience, had been carrying the burden of a broken family. She was a victim of an unforgiving past, a past that haunted her present and clouded her future. A past marred by the actions of one man, her own father, Jack. Jack, the estranged grandfather, was a man of many faces. He was known to the world as a talented artist, but his family knew a different side of him. He was the man who had caused their family to crumble, the man whose infidelity had left deep, unhealed wounds. His betrayal had not only led to the breakdown of his marriage with the narrator's grandmother, Kathy, but it had also created a rift, a chasm of hurt and mistrust that separated him from his daughter, the narrator's mother. The narrator's mother, hardened by the pain of her father's actions, had built walls around herself, walls that kept Jack out of her life and her heart. She had made a vow to protect her child, our narrator, from experiencing the same heartache she had endured. Yet, despite the mother's efforts, the narrator was drawn to the mystery that surrounded their grandfather. They were intrigued by the man who was a stranger in their family portrait, the man who was both a part of their lineage and yet so distant. But as time passed, the narrator found themselves drawn to their grandfather Jack and his unique talent, the talent that had become his identity, the talent that would soon reveal the haunting reality of his life. Jack, the estranged grandfather, had an extraordinary ability. He was an artist, a painter of self-portraits. His brushstrokes were more than mere strokes on a canvas. They were the language of his soul, a visual diary that captured his every mood and thought. His portraits were not simple depictions of his physical appearance, but a mirror reflecting his inner self, a testament to his emotional landscape. His art was his sanctuary, a place where he could express the complexities of his being. Each portrait was a new chapter in his life, a new story to tell. His self-portraits were as diverse as the man himself, sometimes vibrant and full of life, other times dark and brooding, reflecting his inner turmoil. But as the years rolled by, a shadow began lurking in the corners of Jack's world, a silent predator stalking its prey. Alzheimer's disease, a cruel thief of memories and identities, began its relentless assault on Jack's mind. His world, once filled with vibrant colors and intricate details, began to blur and fade away. Yet, in the face of this insidious enemy, Jack found solace in his art. As his memories started to slip away, his self-portraits took on a new meaning. They became his memory, his identity. His art was his lifeline, a beacon of hope in the encroaching darkness of oblivion. But as Alzheimer's disease continued its merciless attack, Jack's portraits began to change. They became less about capturing his likeness and more about expressing his inner chaos. His once meticulous strokes became frantic and unpredictable, his vibrant colors replaced by a monochromatic palette of grays and blacks. His self-portraits, once a celebration of life, were now a reflection of his ongoing battle, a chilling testament to his deteriorating mental state. As Jack's mind began to wither, his self-portraits became a chilling reflection of his inner turmoil. And then, one day, Jack was no more, but he left behind a haunting legacy. Jack's passing was as silent and enigmatic as his life had been. He had slipped away from this world, leaving behind a void filled only with the echo of his artistic voice. In his studio, amidst the clutter of brushes and dried paint, was his final work, his last self-portrait. This was not like any of his previous works. It was eerily perfect, chillingly precise. It was as if the canvas had become a mirror, reflecting the image of a man who was no longer of this world. The colors were somber, the lines were sharp, and the details were uncanny. It was as though life had been breathed into the portrait, giving it an unnerving sense of reality. The eyes of the portrait were the most haunting part. They were vacant, devoid of the spark of life, yet held an intensity that was hard to ignore. They seemed to follow you around the room, a hollow gaze that could pierce through the bravest of hearts. The eyes were a window into Jack's soul, a glimpse into the abyss that he had descended into. The face in the portrait was gaunt, the skin stretched tight over the bones. The wrinkles were etched deep, each one a testament to a life lived in solitude and torment. The lips were drawn in a tight line, the corners downturned in a grimace that was both sorrowful and terrifying. The final portrait was a stark contrast to the vibrant and lively man Jack had once been. It was a chilling reminder of the transient nature of life and the inevitable descent into the abyss of death. It was a tangible echo of Jack's inner turmoil, his battle with his demons, and his final surrender to the inevitable. The final portrait, a perfect depiction of the dead, was his last gift, or perhaps his last curse. The chilling self-portrait of the dead left a mark on the narrator's life, a mark that could never be erased. The image of the ghastly, lifeless figure, etched in oil and canvas, was more than just a testament to Jack's artistic prowess. It was a haunting specter that hung over the life of the narrator like a dark, brooding cloud. The aftermath was a time of fear and shock, a time when the stark reality of mortality was painted across the canvas of their lives. The narrator, once an innocent bystander in the story of Jack's descent into the abyss, was now a part of the narrative, a character in a chilling tale that had no end. The portrait became a constant reminder of the man Jack used to be, and the man he became. It was a mirror reflecting the darkness within, a darkness that had once consumed Jack and now threatened to consume the narrator. The fear was palpable, a cold, icy shiver that ran down the spine every time their eyes met the gaze of the dead man in the painting. The mother, too, was affected. The final self-portrait of her estranged father was a chilling reminder of the past, a past she had tried so hard to forget. The portrait was a ghostly manifestation of her deepest fears and regrets, a tangible representation of the man who had caused so much pain and heartbreak. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the portrait continued to cast its ominous shadow over their lives. The fear and shock gradually gave way to a grim acceptance. The portrait was a part of their lives now, a spectral presence that was as much a part of their home as the walls and the roof. And so the self-portrait of the dead continues to haunt them, a ghostly reminder of a past best forgotten. The image of the deceased artist, forever etched in their minds, is a chilling testament to the power of art and the enduring legacy of a man's inner demons. And with that, my dear night owls, we come to the end of this blood-curdling tale. A tale that took us through the labyrinth of a family's history, an artist's torment, and the chilling legacy left behind. We journeyed alongside the narrator, walking through the shattered fragments of a family torn asunder by infidelity and estrangement. We watched as they formed a bond with their grandfather Jack, the artist plagued by his own demons, his life story etched into the canvas of his self-portraits. We bore witness to the artist's curse, Jack's descent into the abyss of Alzheimer's disease, his inner turmoil seeping into his art. Each self-portrait, a haunting reflection of his deteriorating mental state, a stark reminder of the fragility of the human mind. We trembled at the sight of the final portrait, a perfect, haunting self-portrait left behind for the narrator's mother, a chilling testament to the artist's torment, a terrifying farewell etched in oil and canvas. We peered into the aftermath, the eerie silence that follows a storm. The family left to grapple with the remnants of their past. The final portrait, a chilling reminder of the artist and the man they once knew. This tale, my dear night owls, is but a glimpse into the vast expanse of darkness that lies beyond the fringes of our everyday reality. A reminder that horror lurks in the most mundane, in the corners of our homes, in the recesses of our minds. Thank you for joining me on this harrowing journey. For those who crave more, who revel in the macabre, who find a strange comfort in the night's embrace, I encourage you to stay tuned. More tales of terror await in the shadows. If you dare to delve deeper into the world of the macabre, subscribe to Miss Nightmare and hit the like button. Until next time, remember, the night is dark and full of terrors.